Hey podcast, just before we get you to this episode, I wanted to invite you to join us at pageantlaunch.com. We are starting the world's first dedicated pageant review site, and we want you to join our launch team. All you need to do is put in your email address. It's completely free. We are looking to make the pageant industry safe, transparent, and fair, and we'd love your input on how to do that. So head over to pageantlaunch.com, whack in your email address, and let's get you to this episode.
Hi, my name's Rebecca Everson. I am your Ms. Galaxy Europe 2020, and this is my interview with the Pageant Project.
Hey everyone, it's Adrian from the Pageant Project, and I'm here with Ms. Galaxy Europe 2020, Rebecca Everson. Rebecca, welcome to the show, finally.
Hello, yes, finally we have organised a date and time to do the interview. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Now, why don't you bring us up to speed with where you are currently? Because there's a story behind that, obviously.
So do you mean title-wise or currently right here, right now?
Currently right where you're sitting right now.
So I am in one of the executive suites at the Darlington Rugby Club. I am about to sleep rough for homelessness and poverty. I've just completed my presentation to the other 30 people who are sleeping rough about my journey and why I'm doing it. And I've snuck out to do this interview. So yes, that's where I am.
And can you give me more details about exactly what it is? I know it was CEO Sleep Out, wasn't it?
Yes.
And we have similar things here, but I don't want to assume it's exactly the same. So you'll be sleeping outside tonight?
Yes. So the CEO Sleep Out is a organisation, a charity that has been launched by Bianca and Andy Preston, who, amongst me and other business people, sleep rough for the evening. And yes, we sleep outside on the gravel in the cold and give up our bed for the evening to raise money for homelessness and poverty in our local area. It goes to 4 different charities. This is my 2nd year now doing it.
Wow, that's amazing. What's the temperature out? I saw your Instagram story. I can't imagine it's super warm in the UK going into winter at this time of night. What's the weather like?
No, so last year it was -1, and right now I think it's something like 5 degrees. I haven't checked recently, but yeah, it is super cold for me, a girl that never camps and doesn't sleep
5 degrees
outside
for the UK
ever.
Going into winter, that's warm. I mean, 5 degrees, I wouldn't be complaining. That hasn't gone minus yet.
No, definitely not. No, definitely not. It's not minus yet, but it is a little bit chilly. Last year was freezing. Like I literally woke up and I think I was like a block of ice. It was so cold.
Wow, geez, I can imagine. And then obviously there are people who aren't just doing it for one night. There are some people who have to live that way. So that's a very worthy cause. Rebecca, okay, so let's go into pageantry. Obviously, you got back, what was it, 2 months ago from, when was Galaxy International? How long ago? Was it 2 months, 3 months? I don't remember.
August the 26th.
All right, so it's already been 2 months, geez. So I have had some questions on Instagram, and I know the main one is, how did you get started in pageantry? So give us your background in pageantry. I've interviewed people who've done 1 pageant. I've interviewed people who've done over 30. So give us some idea as to your background in pageantry.
Oh, yes. So I'm a newbie, so go gentle. So, yeah. So last year I was modelling for a local company called DC Couture, and I was opening the show in a bikini for the regional heat of Miss Durham Tees Valley. And I love modelling and I love catwalk. However, I wanted to be part of this whole pageant network. The girls were having so much fun. You know, girls were being crowned with this big shiny crown. I thought, wow, yeah, I would like a piece of that. You know, it's like total princess moment, like Miss Congeniality. I said, yep, please. So I approached the judges, and one of them just looked at me really bizarre. And I said to them, okay, I would like to apply. How can I get into it next year? And they said, you're too old. I was like, wow.
Oh,
okay.
That's what every woman wants to hear.
Do you know my age? And they said, no, the cut off for this pageant's I think it was 25 or 28. So I was like, ouch. And at that time I was 30. So I was like, yeah, I'm definitely too old. Like, there's no life in the old dog now, girl. You got to give up. And I thought, wow.
Take you out to the back and shoot you.
That's really harsh. Anyways, behind the stage, there were these two shining princesses, Chloe Lake and Jasmine Nicol, who were like a ray of sunshine. They said, can we have a word? And I was like, oh no, the deaf's going to sound too tall.
Yeah,
I've not got the right look. Something else is happening here. And they were like, apply to Galaxy. I was like, okay. And they began to tell me how amazing Galaxy is, how they accept everybody for who they are. They told me the different age categories, the different categories. And I was like, you know what? Thank you. Yeah, I'll have a look. And it took me ages to apply. I stalked Beth Greenham for about a month. I was like, yeah, she's really, really good. No, I couldn't do this. And then I read a story. And then I stalked her interview and knew she liked cheese. And I was thinking, yeah, she likes cheese. I like cheese. I can do this. And then I applied.
That's solid reasoning right there. She likes cheese. I like cheese. Therefore, it's the right path.
And I applied, and then the rest's history. So, yeah, I got the email saying I had been accepted, going through the process, and then I received my lovely purple shiny sash. And then, yeah, it was the best thing ever. I wouldn't look back. Like, thank you to Chloe and Jasmine.
So, I mean, that's an amazing story. So obviously you haven't been doing pageantry for 15, 20 years or half your life or anything like that. And you've already headed over to overseas to represent the UK. Yep. And you've come back with a title, which means you'll be going over again next year, 2020, Chicago. Yep. I'm assuming, right? I don't want to say that if it's not right.
Yeah, no, Chicago, yeah.
So emotionally, just how does it feel? I mean, it sounds like a whirlwind because it's happened in such a compressed time for yourself.
You know, Darlington's got a population of something like 90,000, so I wouldn't say it's massive, but for a 32-year-old Darlow bird, as they would say here in this town, it's massive. A Darlow. So Darlington is abbreviated as Darlow. So, yeah.
Darlow.
It's like...
Oh, okay, right. I thought you said a Darlow, but I thought it was like a breed of dog. A Darlow, yeah, continue.
I definitely don't have a bark, Adrian.
Everyone does. You just got to push them far enough.
But no, it's hard to explain, you know, the emotions that you go through. Being crowned a regional title was massive for me, and doing all of the things that I was involved in was massive. But then to be on a stage in Chorley and be crowned UK, I actually think I still pinch myself now and realise, Chloe will tell you, all of the girls will tell you, they still say, you won UK. And like still now, you were on an international stage. And I'm thinking, did I? And it's just so big.
You did.
But
the proof is in the background.
But no, it's... I don't think you can put into words the emotions that you feel, because you go through so many happy emotions. And I often and I don't sit and cry, that's the worst thing to say, but like the happiest cry, because look at these things that sit in my bedroom, you know, it's massive. You know, the crown is massive, but it's a massive title as well. I
am just now seeing that you've got two crowns, which makes sense, but I thought it was one massive crown. No, you've got one on top of the other.
Yeah, so it's so this is UK, which is super, super nice. And then this is Europe.
That's a Galaxy crown.
Wowzer. And like, I have such a little pea head, so you've got to like
Oh,
rested.
wow. That looks like it's
Yeah.
going to fall over your head and you can wear it around your neck.
Oh, it does look.
Oh, no. That's a good
I
look.
have a little. But you've got to. It's got things inside so you can like tie it. But yeah, it does sit on there enough to get
Wow.
a pause. Yeah.
Wow. That's snapshot material right there.
Yeah. So that's it. I own this.
Yeah. That's all yours. And I can see now why Maria was so proud of her crown. She said you can tell it's a galaxy crown, and at that stage I didn't really know what she meant. Now that I've seen a few of the things, I can really see what she means. Guys watching on Facebook, I will circle around to your questions. So if you have any questions for Rebecca, put them in the comments. We can't keep her super long because she does have the sleep out, so we've got to keep things on schedule. Rebecca, I just want to say, so you won the Miss Galaxy Europe title, obviously, and the winner was Crystal Gale, who I've also interviewed. Yep. And I'm now just got to say, I understand why Crystal looked so small in that shot, because you were telling me before you're 6 foot in flats. Crystal, I don't know exactly how tall she is, but you made her look like a child. She was so tiny. How tall are you? You're 6 foot, right?
Yeah, so 6 foot without heels on. And I think my pageant stage heels are something like 2 or 3 inches. So
good God.
I had to like lean down and pick her up, and I was like, yeah. So I generally have to do that to everyone, even my mum. She's tiny. Mike's mum, she's tiny. You know, I always have to lean down and cuddle people. But yeah, I do make people look really small.
Well, as I mentioned to you before, I seem to have been interviewing a lot of tall pageant girls recently, and you would be the tallest, tied with Harriet Lane. I put this on my Instagram story the other day. Harriet is stated at 6 foot, and then our Miss World Australia is 5'11", and then another go over here, RJM International Teen, she's 5'10". So I haven't heard of anyone taller than 6 foot. In fact, if you're watching on Facebook and you know any pageant competitor who's taller than 6 foot, let me know. I'm kind of hoping not, because I'm 6'1". So I have to hold on to that 1 inch.
You're holding on to the title.
Yeah. I don't get a crown, so I've got to hold on to something, Rebecca. Okay.
And what size feet are the tall girls? Remember, ask if Chloe Lake's on. Ask Chloe how small my feet are. That was my interesting fact when I went on stage on the UK by Dion. She was like, and this is Rebecca Everson, 6 foot high with size 4 feet. Way.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say that on interviews. I've asked girls how big their feet are. I don't think that's really come up. But when you were telling me that you have size 4 feet, to me that just sounded, well, small/wrong. I thought I was misunderstanding.
No, definitely. Sometimes I'm asked, like, how do you stand up and stay stable? I'm like,
well, sometimes you don't. Sometimes, I mean.
Sometimes I'm on. Yeah, no. So this is from me, girls. If you are tall, Adrian won't ask you, but what size feet are you?
Okay, so in the comments, just put a number as to what size feet you are, together with your height. So height and foot size, and we'll let Rebecca know exactly just how far off God was when he made her. I'm just going to go to the comments now, Rebecca. So guys, if you have any questions for Rebecca, put them in now. As I said, we can't keep her super long. I'm going to skip through. I mean, Jessica Barclay has said evening, that's incredible. Leah Jane Sweeney has said hi, sister. Debs Everson has said, hey, sis, good luck tonight.
Hey,
love you.
Big sister.
Now, I don't know if these people are still on, but Maria Torres is there. Leah Jane Sweeney has said, so proud of you. Good luck for tonight. Love you. Speak of the devil, Crystal Gale. Kerry Maria Joanna. Jessa has said, love those purple sets. I'm trying to find you a question. Very often in these interviews, it's just a lot of expression of, well, I love you, I love you, I love you. And I can't find a question. Load of love hearts all of a sudden. Joanna Johnson says, there she is. Ariana, hello, Ariana. Hi, Rebecca. I can't stay long, but wanted to say, hey. Jess is asking, Jessica Barclay, I think, has these set questions that she loves to ask. So she's asked, what's your morning routine? And I want to ask, are you doing it next morning since you're sleeping out? But what's your morning routine?
Okay, so tomorrow morning after the sleep out, we are not allowed a routine because obviously we have to be quite limited to what we do. So literally we'll just get up, pack away and go. So morning routine. I have quite a strict morning routine with regards to beauty, as in like face washing and stuff like that. But as in a morning routine about getting up, I'm super snoozy. So I snooze the alarm for a long period of time. I am not a beep, 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 beep. Oh, I must get up. I sometimes look at the dog and say, nah, and then go back to sleep. But I'm not really a strict morning person. I know I shouldn't skip morning breakfast, but I sometimes do because I work on the road. I'm a supply chain business development manager. So it's just hot drink, which I use my turtle can for, in the car, and I'm gone. Oh yeah, and I do feed the dog, but I don't really have a strict morning routine. I do make sure my beauty is done, and I literally spend about 10 minutes on my makeup, probably put a brush through my hair in the car, and then I'm gone.
Well, it does sound like you have a routine. It's maybe just not quite as involved as some other people's.
So I'm sorry it's not as I don't know, structured as other people's.
Ariana has said Rebecca was one of the best ladies I met during Galaxy. So sweet. Maria has said it's a big crown. It certainly is, Maria, but it's gorgeous. Hopefully we'll have a more moderate one next year. Well, I mean, maybe just make it a bit smaller, but don't tone it down.
I mean, I'm fine that it's that big and it doesn't fit. You know, it is beautiful.
Jessica Barclay has also asked, what's your favorite way to stay healthy?
Oh, okay. So I'm always asked if I go to the gym, do I do fitness? And I really don't want to admit it, but I don't. I literally don't have time. I'm involved in like 14 charities. I have a full-time job, as well as a partner, as well as a dog, and as well as other family. So I don't seem to fit the gym in. How I stay fit is I'm always on the go. Like literally in my personal life, in my work life, I'm always on the go, constantly doing something. I eat regularly and I eat a lot. And I probably have about 7 meals a day.
Yeah.
But I'm the same as the last question. I'm not really the type of person to have that kind of thing in my life. And that's really bad probably, but I just don't have the time.
Well, that makes sense given how long it took us to book an interview in together. But I mean, I got to say, whatever you're doing, apparently it's working. So I'm not going to judge you too harshly because obviously it's working. Now, Kiara or Chiara, so I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that, but Kiara Meechan has asked, what advice would you give to a new Galaxy girl?
Okay, so I'm a newbie and I'm constantly reminding myself that you are new to this, you know, slow down, take a moment, you know, you can't do everything. If I was to tell anybody new, even to enter pageants, I would say do it because it is a lifetime experience. You know, it opens up so many new opportunities. It opens up so many new windows. You meet the best of friends, like literally the biggest girl group you could ever have. You know, you have amazing directors who are so supportive. If I could give you advice, it would be to be yourself. Never change who you are. Never not try and be something that you're not, but just be comfortable being you because being you is enough. I've been to different events and I've been around different girls and often thought, oh, maybe I should do this. Maybe should I do that? Maybe I should be like them. And you shouldn't. You should just be yourself and be totally you and embrace it. Another bit of advice is try and do I would say a variety of things because I was just sticking to, I don't know, just say your local charity pageants. Try and open up your windows and do different events and different fundraising. Get involved in some charities. I'm just trying to think of stuff that I've done because I'm a newbie.
Yeah.
An on-stage advice, it would be to enjoy the moment. You know, it is such a nerve-wracking thing if you've never been on a stage before, and it is so daunting that everybody's eyes are on you, you know, your outfits, how you walk, but just enjoy the moment. Just think of it as your time. You know, don't think you're being judged, you're being marked, people are watching you. Just enjoy it. Go out there like it's your birthday, you know, your party, because that's what I did. I was me. I was enjoying my moment, and it just so happens I took home the UK crown.
I mean, we've already discussed you came through to pageantry. You started pageantry a little bit later than some. I mean, some have started, you know, when they're 10, 11, 12. And obviously you've lived a bit more life than some of those younger girls. So how have you changed through pageantry? Because your journey has been more compressed. So, I mean, you just mentioned to be yourself, which a lot of people say. How have you, what has your journey been like in terms of discovering yourself, or what you've learned about yourself through your pageantry journey?
Yeah. So when people meet me, they say how bubbly I am, how confident I am, how open. But deep down inside, I am actually quite a nervous, anxious, and quite a worrier. And I worry about everything, whether it's personal life, money, whether it's work, whether it's something that's happening outside, something that's happening to my friends. I worry about everything. Coming into pageantry, I literally found the Rebecca that I should have found 10 years ago, the one that doesn't need to worry, the one that is enough, the one that it doesn't matter if I'm 6 foot and I've got size 4 feet. I'm me and I can fit in. You know, you shouldn't worry about things because I'm alive, I'm breathing, I'm living for that moment. And I literally found another person. You know, I'm such a happy, I want to say more confident, because yes, I was confident, but I think sometimes it was a front because I didn't want people to know that maybe I was struggling, you know, or maybe I was nervous and maybe I was anxious. I wanted people, I would be the life of the party because I was that nervous thinking, oh my goodness, what are people thinking of me, that I had to put on the act, where now I'm just me, and I'm just thankful that. And do you know what? It's the support from all of the girls, as in the Galaxy girls, and Holly and Maria, that have given me that. And it's spending time with those girls, and every one of those girls lets you know who you are, why you're special, and why you're here, and constantly remind you of how amazing you are. And I think because of them, that's part of who I've, I would say, grown into. I better not be growing, but growing into this.
You're tall enough as it is.
I better not be growing, but growing into this, the ugly duckling into a swan. No, that's a lie. Just this confident person. I think I've found me. It's like you said about the emotions. It's so hard to explain that. I've found a different me. I've been born again. I hope my mum's not watching. I've definitely not been born again, Mum. Don't worry. Don't worry.
I mean, born again has certain connotations.
Oh, 32 years of it. No, yeah. So to explain that, this journey's been, and I've only been doing it, just a year?
Yeah, that's what I meant. So it's been super compressed.
I know, yeah. Scary.
I'm going to go back over to Facebook. Crystal Gale has said she is a proud 5'3", which is
yay!
9 inches. I just remember seeing, because I saw the crowning video that Maria put up on Instagram, and I was like, how come Crystal looks so short? Rebecca must be huge.
They've superimposed and stretched Rebecca, you know, like...
Your back is going to be so sore. You go around hugging everyone. You're like, oh my god, I need to sit down for a sec. Jessica Barclay, who's also very tall, has said tall girls rock. Crystal has said hi. Leonie Laird has said hi. Rebecca, Savannah is staying up past her bedtime to watch you. She said you look fabulous.
Oh, bless her.
I have to work on my UK accent because there's a particular. Can you say the word fabulous? Because it doesn't sound right coming from me.
Fabulous. It's just I like that word, actually.
Okay, so remember we asked people to put in their height followed by the size of their feet. So
Oh.
Jessica is 5'11", so an inch shorter than you, size 6.5 feet.
Yeah, see, that's a good size shoe.
Well, mind you, Jessica has said, I think it's Jessica has said she trips over everything, even in flats. So it's not having bigger feet obviously doesn't mean that you're less clumsy.
I think tall people are clumsy because literally I walk into everything and honestly, I'm so clumsy. If Mike, my partner's mum's watching, she'll tell you how clumsy I am. Like, honestly, I'm so clumsy. Like, she has a washing line in a garden, and I honestly, if I have a Molly May bun on my head,
Yep.
I literally walk straight into it and have to swing back because they're not built for tall chicks, those washing lines.
No.
It's a health and safety hazard.
Yeah, I got to say that's not a clumsy thing. That's just things aren't built for tall people. I walk into things all the time because if you don't look up, you get taken out in your head, and then if you are looking up, it's a long way down to your feet. So
Yeah.
I don't think it's necessarily clumsy. I just think the world is unkind to us tall people.
To tall people.
Shirley has said good luck for tonight, Shirley James. Lizzie Hooley has said, hey. Joanna Johnson, what was the most memorable part of your galaxy journey so far?
Oh, goodness. I've got so many memorable moments. You know, I can't take away that the crowning moments were the most memorable moments, but I just completed my presentation there. And for my galaxy journey so far, the most memorable moment for me was the Christmas Day dinner that I organised last year. So I literally, from doing the sleep out last year in October, organised a Christmas Day lunch for the homeless people for Darlington and the surrounding areas, and also the less fortunate. We had local businesses who came and did the Christmas dinner. We had a barber who cut Christmas hair, did a Christmas Day haircut. We had clothing
you guys
rails.
do things differently.
I know, yeah. Clothing rails, packed lunch boxes, you name it, we had it. And it was organised in a local coffee shop. So I gave up my Christmas Day, and it was such a success in that we had, you know, so many people attend, and one family made such an impact on me in that they travelled nearly 20 miles on a bus to attend this event with their 2 children who didn't know who Santa Claus was because they couldn't afford presents, and they travelled all that far and spent their money on a bus just to get there so that they could have one meal for that day.
Wow.
And and all they were thankful for were hat, scarves and gloves. You know, they weren't thankful that there was packed lunch boxes, you know, clothes and everything. They were just thankful that they had these hands covered in gloves and hat and scarf. It was just the most memorable moment of my life. And not just that, it was sitting down with people and understanding their story, because in our town, people think that homeless people are homeless because they drink or they take drugs. And it's not. There was a businessman there who literally admitted that he was abusive to his wife. She kicked him out, and then he realised that he was homeless, and then he slept in his car, and then he built his family back up. He shouldn't have done it. You know, everybody's got such a different story behind them as to why they're homeless or less fortunate. A young chap was sleeping in his car, and he'd slept in his car for 6 months. He came because he wanted some warm clothing, and I just thought, wow. So to be involved with local businesses and organise that for Christmas Day was one of the most enjoyable and memorable moments of my life. And I'm doing the same this Christmas Day too. So yeah, that has to be the most rewarding, enjoyable and most memorable time of my journey so far, as well as the crowning moments.
It's got to be an amazing way to spend a Christmas day, giving back. Serena Ritter Keddy, who I've interviewed, she is Miss US Continental 2019, also works for McDougall. So she pretty much has the dream job for a pageant girl. She has said, first off, huge congratulations. What is your plan as the newly crowned Ms. Galaxy Europe?
Gosh, I have lots planned. So tonight, for instance, I am doing the CEO sleep out. I have a Christmas Ladies' Day planned on the 8th of December, which is going to be really good. I'm obviously doing the Christmas Day lunch for the homeless. I am planning a trip to a European country as well to do something for the homeless. So hopefully that will come off. So I will keep you informed about that. And I have lots planned, the local charity pageants that I've got coming up. Obviously, my handover is next year in March. I'm handing over my UK title. But I will be handing over to another beautiful queen. But I've got lots planned. I've got the modelling work coming up that I wouldn't have been involved in if I didn't have these titles. It's opened up so many new windows. The Rachel Allen London shows next year in March before the finals. So I'll be modelling for that. Do you know what? I've got lots of if Mike's watching, listen to this, pal. I've got lots of bride shows coming up, but never the ring. I've picked my dress. I've picked the venue.
I can tell you one person who will feel your pain is Joanna Johnson. She Joe, if you're watching, she pranked her friends. She sent them apparently it's an ongoing thing. She sent them a photo. She was overseas with a ring on her finger, and Lauren, I think, started crying. Lauren Parkinson's like, "Oh my God, he finally asked." It's like, "No, just joking." So there seems to be an ongoing thing. Some women are looking for rings. So guys, get your I was going to say a rude word, but get your stuff together. Put a ring on it. Rebecca, just remind me, what time do you need to wrap up?
So about 2:30. No, that's a lie. On what time? On the hour or 2:15. I'm right near the window, so I can see everybody going down. So yeah, we're okay for now.
Okay, so what we'll do, guys, I will try to come back to the Facebook questions. I just want to race Rebecca through the final 10 so that we do get them, and then if we have time, we'll come back to the questions because there are still lots of questions. So Rebecca, let's go through the final 10 now, and then if we have time, we can circle back to the Facebook questions later. Okay, so number 1, what is your favorite word?
I say that a lot. I don't even think it's a word, but I say that all the time. I say amazing a lot because I think everything's amazing. Lots of people say, "Are you never angry? Like, do you never get upset?" And I'm like, no. So everything's amazing. You never get angry or upset? No, do you know what? Somebody just said to me, "Now we're about to sleep rough. Yeah, what can you bottle your enthusiasm?" Like, even in the morning, my boss is like, "What are you drinking?" No, really, what are you drinking? But no, I'm always full of life and everything's amazing. So yeah, no, that's my favourite word, amazing. What are you drinking in the morning? Is it coffee or tea or something else? No, do you know what? I have hot water because I don't want my teeth to change colour, so I don't even drink tea or coffee. Wow, hot water. I have hot water. Yeah, hot water. That's an old bird thing. Yeah, hot water. No, hot water and lemon I drink. Oh, well, that sounds super healthy. So there you go. That's something that you do to stay healthy. Question 2. What is your least favourite word? Negative. Negative or failure. One of those. Because I don't think anybody... I hate negativity. I just hate it. I do not like negativity. And... failure, I have often heard that people say, "Oh, it was a failure, you're a failure." Like, nobody is a failure. You can learn from mistakes and you can always do better. Casting back to Orlando, my walk wasn't the best, but I wasn't a failure. I'll try again. I'll correct it. I'll get better. I don't like that word failure because people can always do better. In life, question 3, what gets you excited? What turns you on? What gets me excited? Making others happy. Mm-hmm. I love making people happy. If I can put a smile on somebody's face, you never know anybody's struggle and you never know what they're going through. So if I can make that person happy that day, that has definitely turned me on and motivated me that day.
And question 4, what turns you off?
What turns me off? Bullies. I don't like bullies. They turn me off. There's no reason why anybody should be nasty to anybody. If you don't like that person and you don't want to be around that person, just don't be. Don't talk bad of them. Don't be nasty. Just take yourself away. Because I have had that happen to me, and I have been trolled on the internet. And I just think, luckily, their focus is on me and not somebody else, because I'm quite tough-skinned. But why are you doing that? There's no reason to be like that. Just take yourself away. So what turns me off are bullies. I don't like them.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said. Question 5, what sound or noise do you love?
I love laughter. I really do. Whether it's a belly laugh, like, like, that sounded like Santa Claus. Oh,
I was going to say, that was a good Santa Claus impression right there.
Coming soon, 6 foot tall, size 4 feet.
You might terrify the little kids. Like, oh my God, Santa is so tall, but look, she's got such small feet.
Oh dear. No, but laughter. If you're laughing, somebody else will laugh, and the sound is so infectious. Even if you don't know why that person's laughing, it makes you laugh, So yeah. I have quite a few sounds I like even rain on the windows. I think it's very therapeutic. Yeah. But yeah, laughter. I love laughter.
What sound or noise do you hate?
Love. I'm going to take myself back to that Terror in the Trees that I just recently did, and that scream haunts me for life. I hate screaming. I don't care what it is, but it was the highest. Even the clowns reaching so loud, so screaming completely is a no for me. I don't like it.
What was this? What did you say? In the trees? Terror in the trees.
It's still hot. So the modelling agency that I'm part of, Headline Models, organised a team building day to go to terror, so terror in the trees, so like rah, terror. So it was a woods, and it is a I don't even want to say a haunted walk. It's like a freak show. That's it, a freak show. So you're allowed to go in teams of 10. And you literally put in the room no bigger than this, and you have to watch a video to start off with, and they tell you this story about where you're going and what's happening. And then out of nowhere, this guy is here and he screams, and he's like the ringmaster, like The Greatest Showman, and he tells the story, and then he just goes, "Get out!" And then you go, and you're in the woods, and you have to find your way back, and all the way around were clowns screaming, doing this horrible laugh. I was screaming, and I just didn't like the sound. So, thanks to our director, Headline Models, who didn't come. He let all of the girls go. We went then, walked around the freak show. Oh, Adrian, it was horrible.
That sounds like a lovely romantic night out. I mean, that's amazing. It was
really awful. Yeah, it wasn't very nice. So don't, if anybody asks you to go to it if you ever visit here, say no. No.
No, that's what I was planning on doing. Question 7. Yeah. If you could have any one superpower, what would you pick and why?
I would have them all, but I would have a superpower of healing. So I could heal someone's pain, someone's illness, someone's missing someone. I could heal their sorrow. I'm such a happy person, and I hate seeing people sad and in pain. And I would heal them for money, money worries, everything. If I could heal everybody, I would. The dreaded C word, I would want to heal it. I want to heal everything.
Question 8.
That would be my secret power.
That's a good pick. Question 8. What job or occupation other than your own would you most like to attempt?
Would I most like to be? I would like to be an actress. I would say that. Is that a job?
Of
It is,
course
isn't
it's a
it?
job. I think you just offended everyone who's an actor and actress. It's like, go get a real job.
Oh my
I
goodness.
said a job.
No, but when I said it, I was thinking, no, it's not a hobby. Yeah, it's a job. It's a very well-paid job. I would like to be an actress, yeah. Because I wouldn't want to be a vet or a nurse because I don't like seeing people in pain and I freak out at blood and sick and feces and all that comes out of the human body. And I wouldn't want to be that. And I like animals too much, and I couldn't see them in pain. And I couldn't think of, I can't do hair, I can't do makeup, so I couldn't do any of those occupations. Joanna is amazing at hair, by the way, absolutely amazing. And yeah, I would like to be an actress.
I think that is the first time anyone has said feces in an interview. That's a first.
I mean, that's the right word. That's a Queen's word to say for stuff that deposits the body.
First F word. Question 9. What job or occupation other than your own would you definitely not like to attempt?
Oh, so anything in the medical sector. I just couldn't do it. I really couldn't do it. Anything to do with blood, sick, no, I just couldn't do it. So I couldn't be a nurse. I couldn't be a vet. I couldn't be any of that type of thing. I think I'm too caring. Yeah. I'd be like, Adrian said I could have a secret power. So where's this healing power going to come from? Because in my occupation, I want to heal everyone. So no, I couldn't be anything like that.
Final question. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
You were enough, Rebecca. You were amazing.
Rebecca, it is 1:15 now, so do you have to take off? I don't want to hold you.
Just have a look. I'm not going to go out with camera, but let me just...
Sure.
Yeah, I've got like 5 minutes. Everybody's setting up. So if there's anybody that wants a question answering, then yeah, I've got 5 minutes.
Okay, so let's race through this. First stop, before I go back to the questions, do you have anyone that you just want to say thank you to or shout out to for your pageant journey so far?
Oh, do you know what? I have so many thank yous. Thank you to Chloe and Jasmine for making me enter Galaxy. Thank you to Holly, she deserves every crown. She's the best director ever in the whole world. Thank you to Maria for creating such a masterpiece of a system. Mm-hmm. To Joanna, who I love so much, to Lauren, who I love so much, to Beth, who was the most supportive and most amazing queen ever in the whole wide world, to all of my Galaxy queens, to all of my sister queens, to Mike for putting up with them not seeing me. Hey, I don't think I've seen Mike in ages. To my family, my big sister who's followed me all over, my mum, my dad, everyone, my family. Thank you to everyone. And thanks to everybody who doesn't know me, but yet supports me all over social media. To me, that's amazing. The amount of support and love and inboxes I get daily is just like, wow. Even thanks to Chloe's mum, Lynn, who's absolutely like next to none. She's absolutely fabulous. To Lauren's mum, to Emma, who was the best little sister anybody could wish for in the UK and Orlando, and Kim, her mum. Oh, she should be on the stage, Kim. She knows everything. Just honestly, I know I've probably missed somebody and I don't want to offend anybody, but everybody's been there for me and everybody's lifted me when I've needed lifting. It was hard for me to win UK and Europe because I was thinking, oh no, I've taken someone's crown. And they're constantly telling me, Rebecca, you've won for being you. So thanks to everybody. And if I've missed you, I haven't made it to offend you. I'm just having such an emotional time right now. I love you all.
Now, we are running super short on time and there are a few questions. So You
Okay.
have to keep your answers basically to one sentence, and we will try and speed through what we've got, and we'll go until you need to go. All right. So Maria has asked, as the first Miss Galaxy Europe, what would you like to be remembered for? One sentence.
Not my size 4 feet. For being the, no, I was going to say first, for being in my first year of pageantry, taking home a UK crown and Europe crown in my first year.
Perfect. Okay, I'm going to speed through these. Lucy Piers, 5'11" and size 8 feet. Brian Burridge has said, hi Rebecca, it's Brian from Northeast Homeless. James Evans has said, Rebecca is every inch a queen inside and out, absolutely worthy of her crown. Tracy Briggs has said,
and do you know
beautiful
she
woman.
sat downstairs?
Oh wow, okay.
Gemma's actually rolling out her sleeping bag now.
Oh wow. Perfect. Thank you for watching, Gemma. Kiara, who you gave the advice to before for Galaxy, she said, thank you so much for the amazing advice. Can't wait to meet you. Jessica has said she feels the same about Pageant, helping me find herself. I don't want to miss anyone out. Danielle Bartley has said, go on, Rebecca, so proud of you, love from French family. Shirley James, 5'6" and size 7. Okay. Very different to you. That's like opposite to you. Joanna has said, you are amazing, Rebecca. There's so many. You have to go through after this and go through the comments. Let me just see if I can find you a question. Okay, Debs Everson. Apart from your crown and sash, what 3 things do you take away with you?
Oh, so items. So I have a lot of items, but the 3 things that I take away with me are rosary beads from my nan, who left them for me, who is not with us now. I have a good luck charm from my sister because she's absolutely amazing and it brought me so much luck. And this one's going to take a little bit of time, but I'm going to try and run through it, okay?
Go for it.
It's a picture of Barack Obama, and I'm going to explain it. Don't freak out, okay? But the picture is of Barack Obama, and he's drinking a pint of Guinness. And I went to a charity event once, and I was sat on a table with a load of girls, and the typical magician come over, and I was thinking, all right, here we go.
Yeah.
And he said, no, honestly, I'm going to tell you a story. I'm not going to tell you everything. And he went, no. Okay. So he put this tiny white bit of paper under the glass and put the glass over this tiny bit of white paper. And he said, can I tell you a story? And I was like, yeah, go on. You were going to tell me it a minute ago. He said, actually, pick 2 lists from my phone. And he scrolled through his phone. One was a famous person list. One was a drinks. One was food, blah, blah, blah. So I said, famous people and drink. So he said, pick a number between 0 and 99. So I thought, got you on this, 99. Scrolled through. And 99 was Barack Obama and the drink was a pint of Guinness. So I was like, so what he went. And anyways, forget about that. I'm going to tell you this story. He said, you won't believe what happened the other day. Barack Obama walked into this bar. Honestly, walked into the bar, had a pint of Guinness, drank the Guinness. I got a slide photo of him and he walked off. I said, you're joking. He said, no. But he said, guess what? You've got that photo. And I was like, where? He said, it's underneath your wine glass. I was like, I picked the wine glass up and there it was. Barack Obama drinking a bloomin' Guinness. And I was like, I let out this almighty scream. I was like, what? I couldn't believe my eyes. I thought, he is some magician. Then anyways, he said, I know you're traveling to America. Barack Obama's America. You're going to bring home a crown, whatever crown it is. There's your lucky charm.
That's the best thing I've ever heard a magician do. Normally they annoy me. I would quite like for that to happen.
Yeah, I was ready to off you go. I've seen your card tricks. I've seen what else you do.
That's normally how I feel about them too.
I know. And I once lost the little picture and I was thinking, oh my goodness, where is it? And he wasn't. He was in my sash, so it was fine.
Okay. Well, we have sped through everything. And I'm going to let you go because I'm sure that you have things to be tending to. So I'll keep you on the line for just a sec. I'll let the audience go.
Yes.
Thank everyone for watching. And we will speak to you again soon. What's up, guys? It's Adrian again. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Remember to head over to pageantlaunch.com. Join our launch team for our review site. It's super important to all of us to make sure that the industry is safe, transparent, and fair. So head over to pageantlaunch.com, write in your email address, and we'll speak to you next time.